Good morning, my dear 7th standard students. Welcome back to English literature class. We are going to start a new chapter today. That is Unit 4 poem. We have already completed Unit 4 prose, that is The Blind Dog. Now we are taking up Unit 4 poem. The name of the poem is Sonnet. Going forward, we will see what is a sonnet means, but first let us read the poem and then see. So, reading and understanding, that is the name of this section. The last video is not applicable because it's a new chapter. It's a new first part of the new chapter. This video, we are going to discuss learning objectives for this chapter and read and understand the poem. So, this is a poem written by Toru Dutt, a famous Indian poet during the late 19th century, that is somewhere in 1870s. She lived during that period. She has written a number of poems and she was very famous during that period. She has translated a number of stories and also wrote few stories herself, all in various languages. Like her mother tongue is Bengali, but she wrote in Bengali, she wrote in English, she wrote in French and also wrote in Sanskrit. So, let us discuss the learning objectives for this chapter: knowledge, skills and values. These are the three main things which we are going to learn from this chapter. From this poem, we will gain some knowledge on nature's gift in the form of varieties of trees. So, in Meadow Surprises also we saw some nature's gift. Here we are going to see a variety of trees. That is what we are going to learn from this chapter, this poem. Improve learning skills by dividing the poem into parts as we do normally any poem. Extend the values learnt in the poem Meadow Surprises, that is how to take care of our environment so that we can continue to enjoy nature's gift. So, it's similar to whatever we did in Meadow Surprises, the same we are going to extend the values to this poem also, and then we will see when we go to the last section we will understand this. In this poem there are no specific values to be learnt. Specifically the author has not written about any values to be learnt, but we will extend the values learnt in Meadow Surprises to this poem also. After we have completed this poem, we will check whether we have learnt these objectives. Now, let us start reading the poem. Do you have a park? The poem is set to start. Just an introduction to this. Do you have a park in your town? Has it trees, plants and bushes, or more space is given to lawns? What do you think a park must have? Trees or lawns? Which looks more beautiful? Why? This is what is introduction in the textbook. In this poem, Toru Dutt describes the beauty of the garden around her bungalow. Let us see the meanings. What is a lawn? A lawn means an area with neatly trimmed short grass as compared to the trees so that is what Toru Dutt is going to explain, which is better. That is what this chapter also they are asking, which you feel is better, beautiful. Maybe some may feel lawns will be beautiful, some may feel dense trees will be beautiful. So, that is what we are going to see in the poem, what Toru Dutt says. A sea of foliage girds our garden round, but not a sea of dull unvaried green. Sharp contrasts of all colors here are seen. The light green, graceful tamarinds abound. Let us first see the meanings. Sea of foliage, leaves, especially growing leaves, all the leaves on a particular plant or tree. That is, whatever you see leaves on the tree, they are generally referred as foliage. And a sea of foliage means a stretch of foliage as vast as the sea. So, her garden is so huge, so much of trees are seen and all the trees have so much of leaves. Girds means surrounds. Unvaried means uniform without any variations. Contrast means differences. And graceful means pleasing, attractive. One more word is there. Just graceful means pleasing, attractive. And abound means large quantity. So, what the author says, what the poet says, that in her garden a sea of foliage, so vast area of trees with full of leaves are seen in her garden. It is surrounded, her house is being surrounded by this. The garden is fully surrounded by this, but not a dull unvaried green. From this we can understand the meaning. She says unvaried green is nothing but a lawn, what we saw in the previous page. green short grass, green uniformly done. So what happens, wherever you see, like, but not a sea of dull, that is wherever in a sea if you see, that is where water, everywhere water, and it is only water, you will see only water, it is uniform, it will be dull. That's what is the author feels. Maybe you may feel a different, each one of you may feel different, but the author feels, the poet feels an unvaried green, that is uniform green grass is very, very dull and boring. But she finds, like next line if you see, sharp contrast of all colors, that is different colors of trees, each tree has got different colors of leaves, that looks very beautiful. That's what she says. And she starts with telling about various trees. In this paragraph, this stanza, one tree she has mentioned, that is graceful tamarind trees. You know, all of you know tamarind, which is used in our sambar and rasam. So the light green, she says graceful means very pleasing and attractive tamarinds in large quantity. That is one type of tree which she is selling. We will go to the next paragraph and see what happens. Next stanza. Amid the mango clumps of green profound and palms arise like grey pillars grey between, and over the quiet pools the seamulls lean, red and startling like a trumpet sound. This OVER, you can see the blue circle which means over. And what is a trumpet? All of you know, many of you have seen during marriages, some people use this instrument, musical instrument. Let's see a picture of that. Yes, this is called a trumpet. Let's see the meanings. Profound means deep. Clumps we have already seen in Soldier's Son. A group of trees, plants, bushes, etc. growing together. Seamulls is a type of, it's cotton tree, it's a type of cotton tree, silk cotton tree. And lean means to be in a sloping position, slanting position. One more word is there, startling. Startling means very surprising. So what the poet says, now she started in the previous paragraph, previous stanza, that is light green tamarind tree leaves. In this she is talking about dark green. Green profound means dark green, deep green, and then in between them the grey pillars of grey color, that is palm trees. You would have seen tall palm trees, so that will be in between. So now she is talking about three contrasts in this, that is mango tree, dark green, light green tamarind tree leaves, and in between grey color pillars of palms. And again comes one more color, and over the quiet pools means small water bodies, which is after rain or something, you can see waters in a small shallow pit it will be there. Over that you can see the seamulls leaning, that silk cotton trees, which has got extremely red startling leaves, and that on the moment you see the red leaves, you will feel as if somebody is blowing the trumpet in your ears. You will suddenly get very surprising sound. That's what she says. It will be like sometimes you will be even afraid of this sound. So that is a contrast she is talking about. Now let us see in the next stanza what she says. But nothing can be lovelier than the ranges of bamboos to the eastward when the moon looks through their gaps and white lotus changes into a cup of silver. One might swoon drunken with beauty then, or gaze and gaze on a primeval Eden in amaze. Let's see the meanings. Amaze, great wonder. Ranges, arrangement in rows. Swoon, faint. Gaze means look steadily. And primeval Eden means a very ancient, very olden type garden, olden days garden. So now after comparing tamarind tree leaves, mango tree leaves, palm tree trunk, that is like pillars, and red silk cotton, seamulls leaves. Now she is telling, but nothing can be better than bamboos. If you see bamboos, generally they are all arranged in rows. They are planted in rows and rows. Through that, in the night when the full moon, new moon if it shows its light on this lotus, the lotus starts closing its leaves in the evening itself. When it closes, it will look like a cup of silver. It looks like a silver cup. And whomever sees this entire garden, they will swoon means faint. They will fall down like a drunken person. No, a drunken person, when they will not have any control with themselves, they will fall down by seeing this primeval garden, ancient gardens, very old, because trees will be of hundreds of years. So she says her garden is very old, and with a great wonder, amazing wonder, people will, even anybody sees, will fall down seeing the beauty of this garden. So that's what the poet says. The three stanzas we have read. When we go to the next part, we will be seeing further, dividing the part, understand the meaning further, and we will see in that part. So now go back to the place where the poem starts, a sea of foliage. That is the first line. From there to the end of poem in Amaze, that is the last line. See the video a few times. While doing so, read along with me. You can do the choral reading, read along with me, so that you will understand. And if you can also pause the video after each sentence, so that you can repeat, and reading ability will increase further and further. Keep taking notes, as I keep telling always, so that you don't need to see the videos again and again. After you finish doing this and understand thoroughly how to read the poem and understand also the meaning of the poem broadly, we will then go to the next part, where we are going to further divide the poem into dividing into parts, then rhyming sequence, everything we will see, where you will be able to understand the poem even thoroughly. So in this poem, we have discussed the learning objectives and also read and understood the poem. Next video, we will be discussing the poem by further dividing them into parts. So there are 5 questions. Pause the video, note down all the questions. After you have thoroughly understood the poem, then start writing the questions. Start writing the answers. Sit in a calm place, close all the notebook, your textbook, your videos, everything, and then write the answers. It will take hardly 10 minutes. And that's all for this video. Thank you.